What is going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another From Screen to Shelf review. Today, we are actually going to be talking about and reviewing and taking a dive into one of personally my favorite B movies. This movie is just a ton of fun. Without further ado, we're going to be taking a look at the new Killer Klowns from Outer Space 4K. I have the Steelbook for this one, but just in general, everything's the same. There's nothing exclusive outside of the packaging for this one. So we're going to be taking a deep dive into this one, my thoughts, how I thought of the transfer, everything like that. So I always do. Sorry, I don't have my usual setup right there going right now. So I'm going to settle with this. But this is, and the lighting I have going on right now does not do this justice, but that looks immaculate. It looks phenomenal. Really, really nice. Huge fan of this Steelbook. Huge fan of this Steelbook. One of my new favorites on the wall. So, or in the stack. Or now it's out of the stack. I did get this actually a little bit early. I think I've been sitting on this for like 4 or 5 days. I think I got it like last week. Just now getting to it. And I think the street date's next Tuesday, May 14th. Yeah. So really cool. So without further ado, let me dissect the package, everything that it comes with. So the special features on the disc, this is a brand new 4K scan from the original camera negative. It does have a new or a audio commentary with the Chiodo brothers. It does also have the making of Killer Klowns, composing clowns, going behind the score and everything like that, creating clowns, visual effects with Gene Warren Jr., deleted scenes, bloopers, earliest films of the Chiodo brothers, and Easter eggs. So it also does have a DTS HD 5.1 audio mix, as well. It does have Dolby Vision and HDR. So that's really cool. To dissect the special features, I had a great time with them. I believe it was like the Creating Clowns or whichever one it was. One of the behind the scenes featurettes I had a blast with. All of them were good, including the deleted scenes. But I had a really good time with one of them that just pretty much just showed every day on the set, everything like that, what they're doing behind the scenes. There's one of them where it talks about it was like slow-mo, but he was actually beating on top of the ice cream truck towards the very end and was just going to town on it. Really cool stuff. It's always super charming, especially for a movie like that. I do consider that a pretty good complete package in that essence when it comes to special features. The only thing I did not check out was the audio commentary. I will eventually listen to it, maybe a day I'm cleaning around the house, blast up that audio and stuff, and then just go to town on the audio commentary. But the special features gets a really big thumbs up for me on that one. Now, the thing that everybody is tuning in for is the presentation. The presentation looked really good. It looked very flush. The special effects didn't look out of place. The lighting didn't look out of place. And a lot of the colors really pop. A lot of it just looks really good. It is a little bit darker. I did have to raise up on the HDR optimizer personally for me, for my taste. It's not a case of like heat or anything. I'm not trying to start, any of that kind of conversation. It's not one of those talk tracks where it's like, too dark and you got to bump it up all the way. It just felt a little bit darker than what I really wanted, so I just personally bumped it up on the HDR optimizer on the 820 just to get that little bit more light, and it really didn't affect, sometimes you turn up that HDR optimizer and then the blacks look a little bit crushed, look a little gray, not true blacks. Didn't have that issue, so looked really good. A lot of the practical effects look really good, like the cotton candy cocoons in this movie, phenomenal. I'm overwhelmingly happy with the way that the HDR presentation really looked. The restoration itself is another home run from Scream Factory. They don't always absolutely knock it out of the park, but I think people just kind of give them a lot of crap for, I wouldn't say no reason. I understand it and I respect what people say about Scream Factory, but they've had some absolutely killer releases. I say that and then I can't remember some of the other ones that have come out this year, but like last year, Pumpkinhead, My Bloody Valentine, some absolutely phenomenal transfers in that ballpark. This year, they've been kind of releasing some of the things that people really don't understand why they're doing it. I did check out Child's Play and it was really fun to do a review here. I'm super excited for RoboCop. They're just kind of putting out things to test out the market, it feels like, and I'm okay with that because some of the things they're testing out the market with are things I really want. So huge thumbs up on the presentation and everything in that realm. The HDR gets a massive thumbs up. The resolution gets a massive thumbs up. This is on a BD66, but I really don't think it takes away. This isn't a BD100 type of movie. and I think it's okay that it's on a BD66. I don't know if I'd call it reference quality, but I would say that this is probably the best that the movie's looked. But also, I did want to preface that I do not have the Arrow Blu-ray that is very highly regarded. That did come out with that 4K scan on a 1080p disc on a Blu-ray. I do not have that, and I know that's considered to be one of the best Blu-rays out there. I don't have it. So I can't sit here and say if that's better or compare it. That movie sells for a lot. And by the time that I became aware of its existence, it just was absolutely not feasible to get a hold of. I think it sells for $80+. And that's on the lower end. So I don't have that to compare it with. The thing I have to compare it with is whatever company was it Paramount Universal, whichever company put out like the grayish brown looking front that had, and they'd put out the Cinco de Mayo covers. You can get it for like $5 on Amazon right now. That's the only one I have, and that looks like crap. So this is a huge home run to me personally. If Arrow does put out one, I'm definitely going to buy that because they tend to have the better encoding on their discs. So, but with what I've got right now in front of me, two massive thumbs up. This will be the disc that I watch. I will not be streaming it. I will not be renting it. I will not be checking out my Blu-ray. I will be going straight for this disc right here. So the sound sounds really, really good. It is a DTS HD 5.1. Very rarely do they do Atmos over there at Scream/Shout, but it was perfectly serviceable. It sounded like Killer Klowns. It sounded really good. It sounded, I don't know if it's a new audio track or anything. It just sounded like what I was kind of used to be honest with you. So in that ballpark, for the Killer Klowns release, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to cover on there. I think I covered it. The movie itself, maybe people are curious why it's one of my favorite B movies. I just have a massively insane fun time with this movie. I wouldn't sit here and say that movies like this don't get made anymore, but this movie doesn't take itself seriously. It's not really a parody or a satire, but it almost comes off that way, and I love everything about it for that. It's just these menacing people. You've got these really creative kills. You've got the pooch, the balloon pooch, and it's got there like a little hound dog. It's just so charming. It's really one of a kind almost as a movie. It blends so much together that just is just so so good. I love this movie so much. Now, without further ado, to score the whole package, I'm going to go ahead and say a solid 9. A solid 9 out of 10 is what I'm going to go ahead and give this package. It's very, very good. It's very, very well made. It's very, very coherent. It's very cohesive. It has a lot of extras that you could probably spend an extra. I think it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, not including the audio commentary. I know a lot of them, I didn't add it all up, but I know a lot of them are like 12 to 20 minutes, and there's like 4 or 5 of them. So it's just shy of 2 hours, hour and a half around that ballpark. So feeling really good about this. I think people are going to really, really, really like this whenever they start getting it off of shelves or whenever Amazon starts shipping their out for the people that didn't pre-order from Shout like I did. I just wanted to make sure I could secure it. Figured it would sell out pretty quickly. So without further ado, I'm going to keep this one pretty short because there's not a lot to say about Killer Klowns. A great release, a home run by Shout/Scream. I think you should definitely pick this one up. Maybe wait for a sale if you haven't seen the movie, but I definitely think it warrants its full price at around $30, $31, depending on the standard or the Steelbook edition. Later, everybody.